Nice. How long have you been on in the Discord?
Maybe 6 months.
6 months? Okay. Are you do you talk in the chats a lot or not really?
Not really.
Okay.
I've maybe done like I don't know, uh, 4 or 5 things.
Nice. Okay. Um, what's the thing you like most about Composer?
What I like most about. I mean, I think Composer got me into this whole thing. Like I've been working on Composer. Maybe I've been on it for like a year and a half, something like that.
Okay.
Quite a while. But I think that the idea of like the whole back testing thing was new to me. I was like, oh, that was interesting.
Yeah.
And so I think that was kind of turned me on to the whole like quantitative grading idea
Yeah.
with like back test stuff and everything.
Nice. Um, what's the thing you dislike most about it?
I do not like the reliability of Composer, and that's kind of like why I don't totally use them. Um, they Composer, I feel like Composer tries to be a mixture of a UI and brokerage. And I'm like, I like you for the UI piece. I do not want you for brokerage because like I feel like they they mess up, right? And they don't have features that a normal brokerage would have, right? Like
Okay.
you can't use leverage, right? Like you can't like there's things that you just can't do with Composer.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm sure well, I'm only assuming, but I think as they would get bigger, because they're still a startup from what I understand, but as they get bigger, I'm assuming they'll probably add features like that. Like you said, with using leverage and even other simple things that people want to see, like sort of like your individual ticker performances inside of the portfolio and things like that.
Well, also, being able to short would be a nice feature as well.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, yeah, and but when you say use leverage, what you really mean is you want to be able to use margin.
Margin,
Is
yeah,
that
sorry.
right?
Yeah,
Right.
totally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Well, it's a good thing we have leveraged ETFs. Pretty much, I would say like I don't know, maybe 80 to 90% of the symphonies that exist in our Discord are made up of leveraged ETFs in one form or another. But I don't mind it. Again, it's if you have a symphony made up of leveraged ETFs, might not want to weight it very heavily in your total portfolio.
Right.
Okay, so do you guys know why I can't see everybody's names fully? Like I'm only seeing one letter and it's like three dots after the letter. Like Eric up here in the upper right, I can't see his name. Jason, I can't see his name. G in the middle, I can't see their name. And it's showing up like that in the chat too, in the general chat.
Yeah, but why is the other guy? Why are the other guys showing?
I have no idea. Mine is showing
Yeah,
up too.
very weird.
By the way, good morning to everybody.
Good morning.
uh,
Good evening.
what is this? Do you guys normally wake up
6 p.m. here.
this early? Oh, where is it? 6 p.m.? Was oh Lordy? Somebody said it was 6 p.m. somewhere.
Yeah, it's me. It's 6 p.m.
Oh, what's your name? I can only see your first letter.
George.
George?
Yeah, G.
Nice.
Yeah.
So say where are you at that it's 6 p.m.?
Lebanon.
Oh, Lebanon. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Right on. Yeah, I'm in
Yeah, it's
Arizona.
pretty early for me. It's West Coast is 8 a.m. So,
Yeah, it's 9 o'clock in Arizona right now.
yeah.
I'm just an
That's
hour
not
ahead.
early. That's not early, Hassan.
Yeah. Well, it's not early. I mean, I think my kids were up at 5:30 this morning. So,
Okay, that's it.
yeah.
I can't remember the last time I wasn't up by 5:30.
Oh, man.
Nice.
I frequently have 7 a.m. meetings because I'm on the West Coast, and my entire team is already, a couple hours into their workday on the East Coast. Plus, we have a lot of folks overseas
Yeah.
that I work with. So,
Sweet.
Well, I mean, relatively early. I mean, I'm actually up every day 7 myself also, but for a Saturday, it's like 8 a.m. is relatively early for me. Usually, I try to
Yeah.
get up like at 9 or 10 on Saturdays.
I can't sleep in, dude. My kids come in my room, lay in my bed, start talking, won't stop moving around.
Yeah.
Either that or they're out in the living room and they're just making all kinds of noise. Slamming cupboards, trying to get cereal down from the pantry. I'm sure those of you
every day, 7 days a week. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Dad, can I have this? Dad, can I have that? Dad, when are you waking up? Okay, so I was able to start recording the call too. So for whoever's missing the call, I'll do the same thing as last time. I'll record it, and then I'll put it up on my YouTube channel, and then I'll post the link to it inside the Discord. So let's see, how many do we have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, and then I know Vox said he was going to be a little late. Okay. I don't know if Garen's joining or not. I know he's got a lot going on. Last time I talked to him, he was in Detroit, so I don't even know if he's back yet. But anyway, anybody working on anything exciting or anything they want to share with the group? I was just messing around with something earlier before I started the call.
I had some late night, early morning madness.
Last night, I think I saw your text or your chat. You want to share? Oh, it's in
Yeah.
the chat. Okay, cool. Sweet. YOLO Christmas sleigh ride. 42069. D's would be proud.
Yeah,
D's
I
would
go
be.
do this in his honor.
What gave you the idea? Nice. 1800%, 14.7 max drawdown, 6.15 Sharpe ratio. Okay. Let's see what the hell is going on here. So micro blob, is this different from, yeah, it is different from the Delta one, right? You had a Delta one? All right. So walk me through this part.
So create a new symphony and just copy over the lab rat,
Okay.
because that's kind of the craziest part of this.
Okay. Let's see. Here, I'll go over here.
So I don't understand why. I don't understand what's going on here.
Is it a daily or what did you have the trade setting?
It's definitely daily.
Okay. 128 and 88. It's funny. This definitely takes me back. How far does it go? Oh, LabVIEW and LabVIEw. Okay.
It goes back relatively far.
Nice. Yeah, like
And
mid
back
2015.
In 2015, it had a 97% drawdown, and
Holy
it
shit.
didn't recover until 2022.
And then it took off like a rocket.
And then it took off like a rocket.
That's so
Now,
funny.
the companies included in that ETF, I'm sure, are totally different.
Oh, true.
They've rotated through different things multiple times. Biotech is very, that's just the nature of it.
Yeah.
And there might be one or two things in there that are still existing, but I don't know what happened in 2015, but it took 2,048 days for it to recover.
Whew.
Yeah. And then since then, it's basically been a rocket ship.
That's so funny.
And it has one rule, just one rule, with a comparison that makes no sense to me, but has managed to capture the swings of this lately remarkably well.
That's funny. So IEF, so 10-year treasuries, 10-day RSI of 10-year treasuries versus 16-day RSI of IWM, which is what, Russell 2000?
Yeah, I think so.
That's so funny. How the hell? What the hell's the relationship with that? And how did you come up with that? Like, what gave you that idea?
So this originally comes out of Wham,
Okay.
and someone last night decided to give me something so weird I had to keep playing with it until like 3 in the morning. In that case, it was 11 days IEF to IWM. But yeah, just looking at the charts and trying to figure out what the hell is going on here.
Yeah, because sometimes they're uncorrelated and then sometimes they are correlated.
Yeah.
Well, more recently they're correlated.
The win rate. So something happens in 2022 where the win rate just becomes ridiculous.
2022? Okay.
Yeah.
So 2022 was obviously bearish for IEF. Well, IWM too. So weird. And why a 16-day? Is that just what worked best?
Yeah.
17. Because basically most of the time it's sideways, right? It's 2016, 2017.
Yeah, it's relatively flat, very, very slightly up.
2018. So 2018 it was up too. And so 2018 it was up, and around what, September, November 2018, the Fed wanted to start raising rates again, from what I remember.
Yeah. And so my thinking was that this has a lot to do with that and then COVID stimulus.
Okay.
But there's also been, I mean, even though the rule has nothing to do with it, there have been some huge advancements in biology that are making a shitload of money.
Yeah.
So it's not clear to me if the rule. I don't understand the relationship between.
Heck, dude, that's so weird. Look at freaking
Choosing between them.
2021 alone. Well, July of 2021 to July of 2022, 2,000%. That is freaking nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And then July 2022 to July of this year, 796. What the hell, dude? Oops. How did you land on IWM?
So this was one of the original rules in WHAM.
Oh, okay. Who made that?
I think originally it was.
Hinham?
I think it was Hinham, or it may have been. Actually, I can answer this question really quickly. Let's see.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we got a little more people in here. God, we're still waiting on Vox. 10-day IEF, 16-day IWM. That's so funny. YOLO, what was it? YOLO Christmas sleigh ride. Sleigh spelled with a S-L-A-Y. That's freaking funny. Just get rid of this. All right, so I'm gonna run this through QuantStats already. Copy. So I wonder if it'll work with. Have you tried it with other index ETFs?
Yeah, no success there.
What the hell? That's weird.
And the whole bond Russell 2000 thing, that I have no idea.
That is so freaking weird. Um, 6.1 Sharp, 8.27 Sortino squared. Now I'm always looking at this Sortino squared because from that last call.
Yeah.
That's crazy. 14 max drawdown. Volatility annually, 51%. All right. What is Calmar? Do you know Calmar?
Calmar is, I think it's the CAGR over the max drawdown. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it is.
Okay. Expected daily,
I
1.19.
think it's total gain, I think. Yeah.
Oh, is it cumulative over max drawdown?
Or maybe it's bigger. I don't know.
Oh, it's cumulative return.
Let me look it up.
Expected monthly, 25%. Oh, this only goes back to January of this year. Daily value at risk, 4%. Max consecutive wins, 11. Max consecutive losses, 3. That's pretty good, dude. Payoff ratio, 2.69. What else we got here? Best day, 12. Worst day, -9. Best month, 48. Worst month, 12. It hasn't had a negative month yet. That's nice.
It hasn't just not had a negative month. I mean, 12% is
48%. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Worst month, 12%. That's a freaking lot. That's like one of the best. I think that's probably the best month on record for the S&P 500. Average drawdown 3.61% over 4 days. Recovery factor 19. Serenity 47. Average up month 27. 69% win rate. Daily win rate.
with one rule.
That's
So it doesn't make any sense.
crazy. Wow. Oh, let's do the other one. Let's do the lab rat by itself. I think that's what I meant to do. Sorry. Share. That's so funny. How did you pick this out of all the other rules in Wham?
Someone started just deleting things until they were left with just LabVIEW, but they wanted to see, because it was often showing up,
Okay.
and a lot of other things were just never actually activating.
Oh, really?
So the idea is that this is what's actually responsible for its apparent success lately.
What the hell? Okay. So you're saying this one branch is most of the success of Wham?
Yeah.
What the hell? That's so crazy. Okay, let's see. 24, 33 drawdown days. Expected daily 0.25. Expected
Of course,
monthly.
that's including, if you look at the log chart there,
Yeah.
it was terrible. 2022.
So funny. Wow. 102% volatility annually. That is hilarious. Okay. Let's see. Daily value at risk, 10%. All right. That makes sense, I guess. So it's using only LabVIEW and only LabD, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Profit factor, 1.21.
And Bill. There is Bill in there.
I don't see Bill. I don't see Bill anywhere.
This is interesting. What are we looking at? We're not looking at the same lab rat, are we?
I don't know. I pulled it out of his Christmas sleigh ride FOMO mutilator.
Yeah, no, that's not the one.
I think he just made this last night, right, Proteus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I hopped in like just as you clicked off the logic of it, so I couldn't.
Okay.
All I got was the name.
That is so funny. I wonder if have you tried replacing one or the other with Bill or Shiv or anything?
It's an idea.
62 and 78 or '62 and 78. That's still freaking rockets.
Yeah.
And 38 and 88. So I'm assuming,
That's right.
yeah, but still rockets nonetheless. Well, let's see.
It still has that massive drawdown
Right.
in 2015. Does nothing.
Let's switch them.
So the general, it seems like that the relationship between IEF and IWM isn't predictive of anything until a
Yeah.
recent time period.
See, this one initially falls, but then kind of picks up, right? Either moves flat or picks up. You have the big one there, 2018, which was the Fed rate raising, COVID, and let's actually drag this up here after COVID.
Proteus, have you tried swapping out a different signal, like 15-day bond versus QQQ or something?
I didn't try that particular one. I tried a few other things. I couldn't find anything that was quite as weird and quite as I don't know what to call this, radioactive.
Radioactive, yeah. Chernobyl.
I'm only making that comment based on your comment about that signal not really predicting anything, because I agree. I mean, I've kind of tested all the WAM signals
Yeah, that's right.
independently, and most of them don't work before 2022.
Huh.
Even if you just do like QQQ and PSQ or something in a real simple variant.
Okay, so that raises two questions to you then. First question, Derek, are you recording this yet?
Yes, I am.
Okay, cool. Because if not, I was going to turn it on.
Okay.
The second question is, does that mean the signal doesn't work, or does that mean that it only works when the Fed is raising rates?
Yeah, that was my question.
Yeah, and maybe it's certain signals only work when the Fed is raising rates. I mean, when I originally built the WAM collection, and I kind of swapped out some of the more obscure signals with more commonly used ones that are used in a lot of the symphonies that get posted on the Discord, because they do seem to work better in previous years if you just strip out all the WAM tickers and do some very basic bull versus bear tickers.
They do absolutely seem to work better over the longer term. That's absolutely true.
Okay, so Dark Sage, Proteus. Literally like most of the people I reached out to are not even here. Did you hear from them, Vox, or no?
Nope,
You didn't hear from any of them?
not a single one.
Michael might be down depending on my schedule. So I never heard back from him. I think Jim could only make it on tomorrow. I invited Rogan.
Tomorrow.
Proteus, he's here. Michael, Raycon. Oh yeah, he said don't count on it. Brian said he'd be able to come, but he's not here.
That's Saturday morning.
Yeah.
That's fine with me. So 52% win rate since 2015, but the strategy is up 20,000%. So I guess the wins are bigger than the losses. I mean, they have to be, right?
Just a little bit.
Either that. Oh, 1.21.
Yeah.
But what happens if you start if you start Quantstats in 2022?
Oh.
The numbers are quite different.
Yeah, true. Okay, let's do that. January or what?
Yeah.
Okay. Start
But it
date.
chops out that 97% drawdown.
Right.
All right, so here's a question for the audience. Throw me a 1 in chat if you know who Jim Simons is, and a 2 if you have read The Man Who Solved the Market. Solved the Market, is that the name of the book?
Yeah, the man who solved the market.
Because, like, what is it, like the second or third time I'm listening to it? And
I'm reading the book. I haven't finished it though, but I have the actual book. So
that's kind of cool.
takes me a lot longer.
I do need to get the physical.
If I had the audiobook, I would have finished it a long time ago, but it's so hard for me to like pick up a book and sit there and read for like an hour. I just can't do it.
No, I get it. Trust me, I get it. Do you have Spotify? Because apparently Spotify does the same thing Audible does and just gives you books for free
Oh, really?
every like month. Yeah.
Do you get to choose?
Uh-huh. There's a whole bunch that are literally just like free to access if you have a Spotify premium subscription.
Wow.
I didn't know that until like a week ago.
I usually get my books in Apple iBooks, but it doesn't give me
Yeah.
anything for free though.
So yeah, if you have a Spotify subscription, it's on there for free. The Man Who Solved the Market, you can just go to listen to it, and it's fantastic.
Nice.
I'm about the same boat Proteus is. I'm like halfway through it, and I don't know. They being Renaissance Technologies have like basically the exact opposite mindset about this that me and Jason do, and it's very
Which is what? What do you mean?
it doesn't matter how tenuous the signal is. It doesn't matter how short it doesn't matter how short of a signal you have identified. If you have identified a signal with a win rate that is over 50%, you can make it work.
Okay. Interesting.
So it's something much more in line with like what you have built with like your portfolio that's weighted out to like very specific amounts with the average, like the maximum daily drawdown.
Yeah.
Like exactly what their system is still isn't public because they have a very complicated web of like NDAs and people that are like terrified of Jim Simons apparently, or just have so much respect for him that they refuse to give any details about it.
Yeah, because doesn't he only allow the employees that work there and himself to invest in that fund, in the medallion fund?
Yes. Now, but it wasn't always like that.
Okay.
Back in like the early 90s when he was like getting it all started, he was like actively going around and trying to fundraise for it because they were like strapped for cash and building the whole system.
Yeah.
But they were still getting like 50% a year.
Yeah, from as far as I got, they were making like 80% returns every year, and then I guess after trading fees and all that, it was like 60 or 30%. I can't remember, but I was reading like 80% returns over the life of the fund.
Yeah.
So if your employees are getting 80% returns, they're all wealthy, and I would assume none of them are going to give away the secret.
They have no reason to want to.
It sounds like, if anything, they'd probably be really loyal to him. Like I said, I haven't gotten that far through the book, but I mean, is he like a mean person or something? I don't know. Like, why would they be afraid of him?
That's a great question. I don't But
Or are you just speculating?
When you mentioned, sorry, Vox, when you mentioned like they don't care about how or they don't care about how they get that signal. What exactly does that mean? Like I guess I have to read the book too, but I imagine they're going off of more of a mathematical qualified signals, not just like because you could technically if you just throw a bunch of if you have any sort of signal that you just do a Monte Carlo on,
Mhm.
even if it's pure random noise, some of those will just by chance look like they're have amazing cadence. But even though it's just random noise, you can theoretically lock on to random noise.
Mhm.
But so in that case, would they lock onto that and would they trade that, or do they say that they qualify that somehow?
So that is a level of detail that the author of the book was not really able to get out of the past Renaissance employees. I haven't made it to the section that's about how they currently run their system. I'm still at about like 1992 or 93 in the timeline of the whole thing. So I have just barely gotten the part of the book where they're talking about Renaissance technology in its current iteration. But one of the points that was made very clear is that they don't care why the signal exists. They just care that it exists.
Yeah.
And I don't know for certain how they are qualifying the word exists. I don't know if there's like a number of times that it has to have happened in the past. I don't know if there's like a win rate limit, but they at one point in time they made a very distinct switch from like week to month time frame trading to day to day and intraday trading.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask. So as of right now, is most of their trading intraday, or is it daily, or is it mixed?
I don't know as of right now.
Oh, are they all picked up? Good job. Good job.
I don't know. I don't know honestly like what the mix is.
Huh.
At the time point in the book that I'm at, it's like 80% short term.
Okay.
Short term meaning that their average time of holding the position is like a day and a half.
Sweet.
So like not that different from what we've got. 24 hours,
Mm-hmm.
day and a half. It's close, at least.
Yeah.
It's so I haven't really had any time to like dig into the actual mechanics of how we could like do something like that. But just the complete and total opposite mindset to what I had. Needing to have like an actual reason and a theory. Now, I still think like 90% of people probably need a reason and a theory because like I don't really think anyone here has the, well, except maybe Proteus and Hassan actually, have the conviction to actually sit through something with no explainable market reasoning other than just pure math.
Mm-hmm.
Like I couldn't do that.
Well, the issue with Composer is that you don't have the tools on the platform to get out of something once that signal no longer works. So if you have sort of a murmuration of some large number of rules,
Sure.
again, just things you don't understand, like this nonsense, where the relationship is baffling to me. But
It seems to exist.
empirically, at least it seems to exist for the moment. But I would want to be assured that the moment no longer appears to be empirically
Functional.
looking, yeah, to automatically get out of it.
So what would that look like to you beyond like just a sort function? Would that be
I would
like
want to look at the derivatives of some of the rolling statistics. I would want to look at,
so like sharp squared and like rolling sharp squared and stuff like that?
perhaps, um,
Just to pull this.
but also just, some moderate length of moving average, even just how quickly is that changing? How quickly is it accelerating in the negative direction? Is the win rate suddenly dropping?
Yeah, so
50%.
that was my thought and like my takeaway from all of this is that like if we had a way to like pull something out of a group that dropped below a certain win rate,
Mhm.
that could be a compelling way to basically recreate their entire system. And then at that point, we'd be able to take all 2,000 strategies in the database and just throw them into
Right.
a sort picker and let it go.
Yeah, Jacqueline and I have talked about this, and we've thrown out some ideas of how you could mathematically both weight and how would you select from that pool on any given day? How would you weight them versus each other, and how would you get out? And it's definitely doable. Now, is it better than just like buying Eli Lilly? Probably not. I don't know.
It's more fun. It's more
Yeah.
potential. Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like it's all a gigantic risk versus reward thing, right? Like, sure, you're going to put a lot of time into building something like that, and the low end of the potential reward is potentially not as good as just buy and hold SPY. But the potential reward is much higher than just buying, like even T triple Q.
So
Like
Derek, what do you have in this? What is this?
This was funny enough. This was one that I made. It's just a bunch of RSI checks on LabVIEW. So
Oh, okay.
14-day less than 27, 14-day less than 28, 14-day less than 29, and then 10-day less than 25. So I was just looking to catch bounces, but yeah, this one's pretty cool too. Funny enough, it's only LabVIEW, and then I saw that one that you made, and I just thought
And it mostly
that's
does
funny.
nothing.
Yeah, most of the time it does nothing.
But this is like UVIX jumps.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. And I was just looking at the look at the max consecutive wins, 22 wins in a row.
Jesus.
So the win rate's like,
If it's sitting in Bill most of the
Yeah.
time,
yeah,
like, Bill will go up for 30 days straight.
true.
Sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. Time in market 74%, so it's not even fully invested all the time, which is nice. But I mean, look at the max drawdown is lower than SPY. The win rate's higher than SPY. The return is much higher than SPY, and it's mostly in treasuries, other than catching the jumps.
That's so funny.
So it's just, I always try to find stuff like this, just because, I mean, these are like, I don't know, it's like too easy to pass up. You know what I mean? It's almost like, why would you throw this away when it does better than the S&P and it's way less risky? I mean, look at the annual volatility on both of them is the same.
though the distribution of volatility is wildly different.
Yes,
Yeah, that is something to keep in mind.
absolutely. Daily value at risk, almost the same. But yeah, you're right. Those 22 consecutive wins, that could be a lot of that could just be sitting in treasuries.
I mean, you can see on the chart that clearly sometimes it gets it wrong.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
But
Well,
then it pops back up, so who cares?
Yeah. Well, and that's the whole thing, right? It's like as long as the win rate is higher. Well, you don't even have to have that high of a win rate if the wins are bigger than the losses. So,
Right. And
um,
if your risk while you're in bonds is 0.
yeah,
Effectively, yeah.
yeah. So let's see.
This is interesting.
Oh, that's what I was gonna see. I hate when both of them are the same color. This is not so bad because you have a flat line. You know which one is the strategy. But a lot of times you make a new strategy and then you want to compare it, and they're both the same damn color.
And if you want multiple things, you only get like 4 colors.
Yeah. 2018. So it didn't get wrecked in 2018, so that's kind of nice. Well, not only did it not get wrecked, it freaking made 45%. I'm looking for any like big losses on it. So that's 2020, so that did fine. COVID did okay with COVID. 2022. Here we go. Some big losses right here. So let's see. Initially went up 17, 21, back down to 9, back up to 16, back down to 2, back up to 14. What was that? The beginning of the year? Yeah, beginning of 2022. Made a couple more gains. Yeah, really didn't do anything in 2022. Yeah, to me, that's like almost no. Let's see. 1, 2, 3 days in a row. 3 days in a row lost. 2 days in a row lost. But then look, yeah, see the freaking jumps back up are just massive. Right back up. So not bad.
That's crazy.
You want to dump this one in the chat so we can play with it?
Yeah. Here, I'll copy it real quick. Derek, can you show an RSI compare of IEF, IWM?
That was in relation to the lab rat.
Oh.
If you guys wanted to decode that.
Do you want me to go back?
Yeah, why not?
All right, let's see. Lab rat. So RSI compare to what?
So I think it's doing 10-day RSI IEF versus 16-day. So I think TradingView has a tool to do a compare.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry.
Just to see like
Let me
what the heck is
close.
it actually? What exactly is going on? I don't know. Proteus, did you look into this? Like,
A little
the
bit.
actual RSI?
I had no. It was 3:30 in the morning.
Oh, you know what? Let me do it this
I had
way.
no
Actually,
deep insights.
let me get rid of that.
It was more of just a get out of what the fuck.
I looked at all the yeah, that makes no sense to me either. So I'm super curious, like what the heck is going on?
How can I?
Is it just pure coincidence, or is it?
If it was pure coincidence, for 2 years, I mean, do you care?
Only when it stops.
Right, exactly.
Well,
And that's
we don't
and
want
that's
that. We don't want that beta baller.
of course. So this is the thing.
Where it's like,
The live trading has, unlike Beta Baller, actually matched the back test.
Step 1. Okay. So I've been thinking about how to like get around that. Not to derail this, but like I've been thinking about how on Composer we can get around the idea of signals shutting off.
Well, the sorts can help us there.
Exactly.
You can sort with something like Bill, or like if you could do a max drawdown comparison.
Right.
I had this really big, deep nested sort of just sector ETFs that I was building last night. I think Composer crashed and I lost it all.
Oh.
But, yeah, the idea is shut it off completely if the drawdown is worse than some zero risk ticker over some period of time. But the drawdown, or it's a cumulative returns